Hello, everybody. I recently released a tiny project that's getting some questions and feedback. So I thought I'd do a quick follow up here. This project is again very tiny. It's called Docker Tetris, and it is exactly as it sounds. It is Tetris in Docker. It is based on a project called Tent. And this project is awesome. It's old, a little bit outdated, or updated. It's just not been updated recently. But it's primarily written in C. And what is really cool about this project is that it is supported by package managers. So it is Tent. Tent is not Tetris. At least not in the name. It isn't. So what can we do with this? Again, this project's really tiny. Docker file, README. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this real fast. This Docker file is going to do from Ubuntu. So we're going to do an Ubuntu OS. We're just going to do the latest here. And as I mentioned, this is supported by package managers. So I can do an apt-get update and an apt-get install of Tent. And now, to run Tent, you just need to run the executable. And when the game is done, it's going to end. So what we need to do is a while loop here, while true. We're going to run our game and done. So every time we finish a game, it's going to prompt us to start a new game. Now, some of the questions I got were, how can I maintain and keep my score? So I've got some updated README documentation here. So of course you can just still run the container once. That'll run a game once. But now if you want to keep your scores, you want to maintain your scores over time, it's simple. Just add a volume. So here's a Docker run. Again, removing the container, interactive terminal. But now we're going to add our volume in here. And the scores are written to var games. So we're just going to map this to Tetris data. So this is going to be a Docker managed volume. If you ever need to remove it, you can just clear your volumes, or you can clear this volume in particular. But this will just manage the volume for you and manage your scores there. Now this line is getting longer and longer. So how can you make this easier to play a quick game of Tetris? So you can do so by just creating an alias. So right here we've got an alias to say Tetris is equal to what we just set up there. And now you can just simply play Tetris. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, right? I'm going to go ahead and create this alias. And so I've got an alias now for Tetris. And so now I should just be able to run Tetris. Now wait, before I do that, let me say which Tetris. You can always just double check that your alias is set. So that's our alias for Tetris there. So let's go ahead and give it a quick run. Here's our prompt. Prompted to start a level 1 through 9. I'm going to start easy. And here you go. You're back in Tetris. So you can entirely play Tetris again. Even simpler now, just typing Tetris. Of course, you could just install Tent locally, but that's too easy, right? This is fun. This is hacking. This is running Tetris and Docker. And to be honest, you can't always install software everywhere. Sometimes you just have Docker installed. So again, I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. And just to show you, let's say I've got my rjchicago. And so here I've got my high scores. You can see previous scores. I just launched this, so I've got previous saved scores here. And now you can do so as well. So again, this is up on GitHub. It's up on Docker Hub. I'll put the links in the comments below. Thumbs up if you like this, of course. And more importantly, star this repo, star the image. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. Have fun playing.